It's Saturday. Fever tonight. Typhoon Tip tops the charts with lowest pressure ever. Brighton bombshell. Maggie's hotel room service interrupted. And the Salinas saga. Lithuania's Grand Duke signs away the farm. Plus, coming up, renowned chef Francois Fussypants reveals his new line of flatulence-flavoured desserts. Will they be the next big thing? Those are the headlines. Stay tuned.
News bang. The thunder of facts in a lightning storm of awareness. Oh! 1979.
Mother Nature has outdone herself with Typhoon Tip, a storm so massive it makes Hurricane Katrina look like a light drizzle. This swirling behemoth, clocking in at a record-breaking 1,380 kilometers across, put some countries to shame with its sheer size.
Eyewitnesses report winds so powerful they stripped the paint off houses and rearranged the local geography. One man claims he saw his neighbor's house fly past, complete with a family still eating dinner inside.
Meteorologists reaching for their thesauruses and smelling salts have dubbed it the mother of all low-pressure systems. Therapists, meanwhile, are reporting a surge in weather-related anxiety.
As Typhoon Tip rampaged across the Pacific, the Philippines found its islands rearranged, while Japan battened down the hatches and tied down its sumo wrestlers just in case.
1984.
40 years ago today, the IRA decided to give Margaret Thatcher a wake-up call she'd never forget. Their explosive redecoration of the Grand Hotel in Brighton rocked the Conservative Party conference and briefly turned the seaside town into a beachfront property.
Eyewitness Nigel Poshbottom, clutching his monocle and a half-eaten crumpet, said, "It was like the Blitz all over again, only this time the bombs smelled of Semtex and Irish stew."
But the Iron Lady, as resilient as a pair of well-starched trousers, emerged from the rubble with her hair perfectly coiffed, declaring, "This is what happens when you mess with Maggie."
Video 1398.
The Grand Duke of Lithuania and the Grand Master of the Teutonic Knights have signed a peace treaty so boring it could cure insomnia. The Treaty of Salinas, signed in 1398, has left historians wondering if medieval diplomacy was just a really slow form of warfare.
Finally, peace, declared Vytautas the Great, presumably before taking a much-needed nap. Conrad von Jungingen, looking as thrilled as a vegetarian at a sausage fest, muttered, "Well, there goes my chance to conquer the Baltics."
The treaty gives Lithuania control of Samogitia, a region famed for its medieval turnip festivals. Local farmer Gaitis the Pungent lamented, "Now who's going to buy me prize-winning turnips? I had a whole marketing campaign planned."
Political analysts predict a decline in chainmail production and a surge in lute playing as bored knights search for new hobbies.
Nice news bang. Holding a nandstand, dispensing grattant truth.
And now, for a weather forecast that's more volatile than a bag of weasels at a wedding, it's the unpredictable Shakanaka Giles.
Good evening, viewers. Down south, prepare for a right meteorological maelstrom. A typhoon's a brewing, a right corker, the kind that could suck the stripes off a zebra. We're talking torrential rain, winds strong enough to blow a cow off its feet, and possibly the odd flying fish. Batten down the hatches, folks, and if you see a stray tea cozy flying past, grab it. It might be mine. Over in Egypt, those pyramids are in for a bumpy ride. A right old earthquake is shaking things up, the kind that could knock the Sphinx's nose clean off. Those ancient tombs are probably rattling like a skeleton's ribcage. If you're planning a trip to Cairo, pack a hard hat and a prayer. You might need both. And that's all the weather.
(1984).
And now, a chilling reminder that even the Iron Lady can rust. On this day in 1984, the Grand Hotel in Brighton was rocked by an IRA bomb, targeting Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and her cabinet. For an on-the-spot report, we go live to our political correspondent, Hardiman Pesto, who's dodging falling masonry and political fallout.
Martin, it's absolute bedlam here. The Grand Hotel is looking a bit worse for wear, I must say. Bricks and mortar everywhere, dust thicker than a cabinet meeting, and the smell of cordite hanging in the air like a bad joke.
Pesto, can you tell us about the Prime Minister's condition? Is she all right?
Well, Martin, that's the peculiar thing. I'm told she's emerged from the rubble, shaken but stirring, a bit like a cup of tea after a particularly rough ferry crossing. However, I can't seem to locate her. I've searched high and low, rummaged through the debris, even checked the tea trolley.
And what about the other members of the cabinet? Any sign of them?
I'm surrounded by politicians, Martin, but they all seem to be wearing donkey jackets and flat caps, and they're discussing the finer points of pigeon racing.
Pigeon racing? Hardiman, are you certain you're at the Grand Hotel?
I think so, Martin. There's a sign outside that says Grand Hotel. Or maybe it says Grandad's Hotel. The handwriting's a bit smudged.
Hardiman, I have a strong suspicion you're not where you're supposed to be. Could you describe your surroundings, please?
Well, there's a lot of flashing lights, a rather unsettling smell of candy floss, and a chap over there offering to tell my fortune for £1. Oh, and there's a rather large stuffed panda bear with a rather fetching bow tie.
I think we've found the source of the political fallout, folks. That was Hardiman Pesto, reporting live from, well, I'm not entirely sure where. We'll be back after the break with news that's hopefully a bit more grounded in reality.
1933.
In a move that has sent shockwaves through the criminal underworld, the U.S. Department of Justice has acquired Alcatraz Island. This rocky outcrop in San Francisco Bay is set to become the most formidable prison in the nation, a veritable fortress of solitude for society's most dangerous miscreants. Sources close to the project suggest that the facility will be so secure, even the seagulls will need clearance to land. The burning question on everyone's lips: will the inmates be required to bring their own soap on a rope? For more on this story, we cross live to our American correspondent Melody Wintergreen, who's currently paddling her way towards Alcatraz in a stolen police dinghy.
Alcatraz Island, 1933. Melody Wintergreen here, broadcasting live from the rock that's about to become America's most notorious slammer. Forget Sing Sing, forget Leavenworth. This is Alcatraz, the end of the line, the last stop for the nation's most hardened criminals. For decades, this island stood as a military fortress, a lonely sentinel against the crashing waves. But now, the feds have transformed it into a maximum security penitentiary, a concrete and steel cage designed to hold the baddest of the bad. As the last military guards ship out, the ghosts of convicts past are already lining up for a cell with a view. The architects of this new Alcatraz, they're not messing around. This ain't no country club prison. It's isolation, deprivation, and a daily dose of bone-chilling fog. Forget cushy comforts. These guys will be lucky to get a decent bowl of gruel and a toothbrush that isn't already gnawed on. This is a fortress of despair, where the only escape is in your dreams or maybe a watery grave. The currents are treacherous, the guards are tougher, and the only visitors are seagulls with a taste for prison-issue bread. As the first inmates arrive, their faces etched with a mixture of fear and bravado, you can practically hear the clang of cell doors slamming shut on their dreams of freedom. Alcatraz is open for business, and it's not taking reservations. This is one island where checking in is easy, but checking out? Let's just say you'll need more than a good lawyer and a winning smile. This is Melody Wintergreen, Newsbang, reporting live from Alcatraz, where the only thing colder than the steel bars is the shiver of dread that runs down your spine.
News Bang, unleashing truth on the trenches of deception. 1928.
And now, for a report on a breathtaking British invention that's sure to leave you gasping, we turn to our science correspondent, Calamity Prenderville.
Greetings, science enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the world of British innovation with a contraption that's sure to take your breath away, quite literally. On this day in 1928, the iron lung made its debut, saving the life of an 8-year-old girl paralysed by polio.
Now, you might be wondering, Calamity, what on earth is an iron lung? Well, imagine a giant metal sausage roll that you climb into, leaving only your head poking out like a curious meerkat. This marvel of British engineering was the brainchild of two chaps who'd had one too many pints at the local pub. They thought, why not stick people in a tin can and see if it helps them breathe?
The iron lung works by creating a vacuum around the body, forcing the chest to expand and contract like a pair of bellows. It's essentially a giant mechanical set of lungs, perfect for those moments when your own lungs decide to take an unexpected holiday.
The young girl who first used this contraption must have felt like she was auditioning for a role in a sci-fi film. Imagine being told, "Right, love, we're going to pop you in this metal tube. Don't worry, it's for your own good." But lo and behold, it worked. The iron lung became a staple in hospitals, saving lives and providing endless entertainment for easily amused visitors.
This breakthrough paved the way for modern intensive care units, where doctors can now play God with an array of bleeping machines and flashing lights. So next time you're feeling a bit under the weather, just remember, there's always the option of climbing into a giant metal sausage roll. This is Calamity Prenderville, signing off from inside my own personal iron lung. Toodaloo.
Our News Bang, serving up the truth in a saucepan of satire.
And finally, a peek at tomorrow's fish and chip wrappings. The Times screams, Turkey and Soviets in bizarre border deal. The Telegraph thunders, peace at last in Ulster, but no more karaoke. And the Mail splutters, Chinese army flees from Korean kimchi. The Guardian has a special pull-out section on why swords are better than gas bills. While the Mirror leads with Horse Dodge's death by lightning bolt. And that's your lot for tonight. Tune in tomorrow when we'll have more of the same, or perhaps something completely different. Newsbang is a product of the TP Broadcasting Company. Voice training by Lady Wives.
Tune in next time for more artificially intelligent hilarity. News Bang is a comedy show, written and recorded by AI. All voices impersonated. Nothing here is real. Good night.